You ever wonder what we really inherit from our parents? It's usually not about the money or the house. It's something deeper. Well, this is a story about that exact kind of inheritance. It's a really powerful look at family, memory, and the simple, quiet ways that wisdom gets passed down.
And our story starts right here, with this one line. It just pulls you right into a super personal moment, doesn't it? 3 things. That's it. 3 items that are going to end up defining a whole relationship. And it's not about what they're worth, it's about the emotional weight they carry.
Okay, so let's get into what these last gifts actually were. You've got 2 physical objects, things you can hold and see, and then you have this one single profound mystery, a puzzle that's going to shape the next decade of our narrator's life. So the first item is pretty straightforward, right? Her wedding ring. It's a classic, a symbol of love and commitment. The narrator keeps it on a chain, wearing it close to her heart, a solid, tangible piece of her mother's life and her past.
The second item is, well, it's a little more unusual, but it is so deeply, perfectly a mom thing to do. A Tupperware of frozen soup. I mean, think about it. It's not just food. It's a final act of caring, a mother reaching into the future to take care of her daughter on a day she knew would come.
And that brings us to the third thing, the one that carries the real weight of this entire story. It's just a simple letter, but as you'll see, this letter came with a very specific and very heavy instruction.
Don't read this until you need to. Wow. Just think about that for a second. What an incredible burden, but also what an incredible act of trust. It just immediately makes you ask, what could possibly define need? How would she ever know for sure? That one instruction just sets everything in motion.
So, time goes on. The ring gets worn. The soup eventually gets eaten. The tangible gifts serve their purpose. But the letter, well, the letter just remains sealed. And this is the start of a long, long period of just waiting.
And this quote shows you the real power of that soup, right? It wasn't just chicken and noodles. It was a time machine. It was the taste of being cared for, of safety, of a mom's comfort when you're little. It was basically a memory served in a bowl, a final hug right when it was needed most.
11. Just let that number sink in. Not 11 days, not 11 months, 11 years. An entire chunk of a person's life goes by, all while this sealed letter just waits.
Can you even imagine the self-control, the sheer weight of that command, carried around in her wallet every single day? Through all the good days, the bad days, the successes, the failures, for over a decade, it's always there, a constant presence, a sealed piece of her mother.
So after all that time, the moment of need, it finally arrives. But as we're about to find out, it wasn't at all what she, or really any of us, would have ever expected.
And this is the question she must have asked herself 1,000 times. What does that need actually feel like? Is it supposed to be despair? A huge crisis? Is it for the worst day of your life? She had to live with that question mark for over 10 years.
The contrast here is just, it's everything. The expectation was that her mom had left her some kind of lifeline for a moment of terrible grief, a horrible tragedy. But the reality, it was the absolute opposite. The moment of need was actually a moment of profound, overwhelming love. And this is the scene. It's not a funeral home, not some disaster site. It's a quiet bench outside a hospital, in the early morning light, right after a brand new life has come into the world. The moment she became a mother herself, that was the moment she needed her own mother the most.
So what was inside? What was the message that was so important it had to wait 11 years to be heard? Well, it wasn't about coping with tragedy at all. It was about embracing a new life.
And there it is. Whatever it is, you'll be all right. I knew it the day I held you. Pass it on. It's not advice. It's not some big secret. It's just a simple, powerful declaration of faith. A mother's absolute belief in her daughter's strength, delivered at the exact moment she needed to hear it most, as she was stepping into that very same role.
But the letter doesn't just end with that comfort. It ends with an instruction. Pass it on. And this is the part where a deeply personal message completely transforms into a family legacy.
And here we see the whole cycle continuing. The very same message, the same promise, is now sealed and waiting in a drawer for the next generation. It's not just a letter anymore. It's become a tradition, an heirloom of emotional support, just waiting for its moment.
Such A beautiful and poignant and, well, an inevitable truth. Life is eventually going to present a moment of overwhelming need, a moment where that strength needs to be found. And when it does, that wisdom will be right there, waiting.
And that really brings us to the end here, and it leaves us with this powerful question for ourselves. It doesn't have to be a sealed letter, you know. It can be a story, a skill, even just a simple phrase of encouragement. So what's the wisdom, the comfort, the core belief that you will pass on?